Let me get the live stream up. Here comes just about, let's see, we got Mr. Miller. Then Martin. I was too. Well, interestingly, so far, unless the unidentified people are online. Donna, there's one. Okay, let's go. So, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Judge Person. I'm actually going to definitely keep folks muted, but you'll have everyone an opportunity to. And I'm just still letting folks in. I do want to let all y'all know a few things before we get started. I do want to let you know that when you're given a ticket or issued a citation, those are all methods that we have under the law for accusing someone. And when you give a plea, you're giving a answer or response to the accusation. I'm just going to pause for a moment. Hi, on the telephone, it's a 254 number ending in 914, or the last 3 to 4 digits, 914. Could you give me your name, please?
Right.
Yes, on the telephone.
Yes, Jenkins. Joshua.
Jenkins. Okay, thank you, Mr. Jenkins. I will be with you shortly.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you'll be muted, but when it's your turn, you won't be muted. I'll ask you to unmute them. And Ms. Spiker, I'll take questions here in a moment. I'm still sorting out the docket this morning. Got a few late folks. Just want to make sure everybody's accounted for. So I'm actually going to go ahead, Mr. Matson, and start you with Mr. Miller. Mr. Miller was on first, but then something happened. He got disconnected, and he's back on. Mr. Matson, let me send you that breakout room just because y'all know the drill. And I'll also be with Mr. Swain and Mr. Martin as well. So just still identifying folks. If I could, a new phone caller that just came in, it's a 504 area code number. And I'm just hitting you with an unmute request. Can you give me your name? Hi, on the telephone, and I'm asking for an unmute. 504, numbers in the middle I don't have, and then 284. Can you give me your name? Okay, yeah, I do see the chat. That's a different person. And let me just write back to that person. We've got some technology issues going on this morning, so we'll be trying to solve those. But the phone caller, just asking them to unmute. You know, if you walked in the court and I covered in a blanket with no sound, I wouldn't be able to conduct a hearing with you. So I'm really trying to identify folks. 504 area code, and then it's a 284 phone number. I'm trying to figure out who you are. Okay, lots of people saying they can't hear the judge. Mr. Swain, can you hear me?
I can, Judge, yes.
Okay. Let's see. Mr. Martin, can you hear me?
I can, Your Honor.
Okay. Radonna Alexander, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Thank you. Ms. Spiker, can you, your audio is not connected. What I recommend when the audio isn't connected is to disconnect and start over. And then there's a gentleman who can't hear me, and he's unmuted, but he says that he can't hear me and he's not responding to chat. So yeah, but I can't conduct a meeting with him no matter who it is. I'm not able to have a hearing in those conditions. So the way to handle that is to just log back in. Okay. Well, I'm just going to keep working with folks and see if the issues don't themselves out. A lot of issues this morning. More people coming in. Take us into the meeting. I'm just going to stop what I'm trying to conduct work for a minute and just try to solve the technology issues. Hi on the iPhone. What is your name? I've sent you an unmute request. You're labeled iPhone.
Alyssa Masticus.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Masticus. I'll be with you shortly. Okay. Mr. Morale. Good there. Telephone caller, brand new one. It's a 254 area code and then 323. Can you unmute and tell me your name? I'm going to do this all morning. So again, just one more time, 254, and the last digits are 323. I'm asking you to unmute and communicate. You're welcome to watch on YouTube if you don't have a case. If you have a case and you need to be in this meeting, I need to be able to talk to you. Even on the phone, I can't conduct the meeting any other way. And the gentleman who just logged in, you've got a block. What's your name?
Carl Lamb.
Thank you. How are you today?
I'm doing well, ma'am. How about yourself?
Good. Can you spell your last name?
L-A-M as in man, B as in boy.
There you are. I see you on my list. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll be with you shortly, and I'll keep track of you now. Okay, I'm just going to keep working, and we'll see what happens, because I do want to go ahead and start. Randa Alexandra, are you able to get on screen? Can you please unmute?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Good. I see that you're in the local area, and I'm wanting to talk to you. And good morning. I'm Judge Person. I don't know if you can see me. I cannot see you.
There I am.
Thank you. Hi. So the accusation is a theft charge under $100. The fines and costs, if you paid it, are $296. The accusation date is January 28th. I did receive a plea from you of no contest. And, I wanted to tell you that we have a first offender program, and what that is, and you qualify, you're on time. I have not seen you before for this type of offense. And therefore, if I reset you for 30 days from today, which would be March 28th, and you would have to come sign up for this program. However, what you would be doing between now and then is taking a theft intervention class at your own expense, getting a certificate of completion from that course. I would provide you with a list of courses to choose from. You get the course done and turned in on time by your next court date. That case would be dismissed. The balance of 296 would be paid. It would be like a conditional plea. In other words, I would accept your plea, but I would put your sentencing on hold. And if you turned in the course on time, at the sentencing point, I would review your certificate. I would then sign a dismissal. So it's a pretty good program. I have that ironed out as a program that we have through the prosecutor, and he makes a recommendation then always for that step to be taken. And I do sign it once he offers that. So you want to do that?
Yeah, I don't mind. But the thing is, like, I have a baby that's due, and my baby's due March 29th. So I don't
Right.
know.
So you would take the course before then and get it turned in before then.
Oh,
And
okay.
as long as it's turned in before then, it would be over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it would keep
Okay.
it off your record and save you $300. To me, it's kind of a no-brainer, but.
Right. I feel like I would like that one. Yes, ma'am.
And
Thank
you can do the course online.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll work.
Yes, ma'am. So what I really need from you today is to sign off that you know, understand that agreement. It would be in writing. It would walk you through what you need to do. I can email that to you if you're able to print it and sign it and email it back, or you could come by the court.
Okay. I could come by the court today. I live not far from it.
Okay.
What do I need to ask for specifically?
So first of all, what time will you be here?
It depends on what time court is over.
Well, you're about to be finished. Court's about to be over.
Okay. I could.
Kim?
Yeah. Well, I have to be back at work at 9:45, so I can leave as soon as we're done here.
Okay. We'll try to have that ready for you. It's ready.
If not, then
Just come
like
to the,
4:30.
it's ready, ma'am. It's ready now. Yeah.
Okay.
So you just come to the court. Any clerk can help you. Let them know you're here to sign your paperwork and give them your name. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. So we'll see you shortly.
All
Drive
right. Have a
carefully.
good day. Bye.
Okay. Bye. Mr. Matson, which case are we taking first of Mr. Miller's? There are two.
Your Honor, we can start with the Farishon case. Mr. Miller is going to speak with his client to figure out a little bit more information. We can go ahead and set for final pretrial, and there's a chance that we will resolve it prior to then.
Okay. Right now, we're just scheduled for final pretrial, April 5th and at 1 o'clock.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. So on that one, we'll move forward. And then on the Bout case, where are we?
On the Bout case, same deal. Mr. Miller is going to take an offer to his client, and if it is off the docket before April 5th, then it will be off the docket.
Okay. Moving that to April 5th at 1.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. We can do that. All right. I will schedule that and we'll see you then, if not before.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, you may. You're good to go.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Mr. Swain, I'm going to move you over to that meeting. Okay. Let me just keep track. Joshua Jenkins, can you unmute?
Your Honor.
Okay. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, great. So I do want to, let's see, let you know that I did receive your paperwork. It's a speeding charge, 43 and a 30. I did receive a plea of no contest to that charge. I haven't gone into what I normally do because I've had a lot of technology trouble coming in at me from the other side today with folks, you know, it's different devices. So in other words, I didn't really review options. And if you don't mind, I'm going to take a pause, while you're with me on the phone and just let everyone know the options by letting you know your options. Because really, I've got some conflicting information on your paperwork, not a big deal. We can figure that out. So I'm Judge Person, first of all. And then what I would tell you and tell everyone is that, tickets are considered accusations, really, if you think about it. And when we give a plea, we're giving an answer or a response to that accusation. And there are 3 pleading options in a court like this one: not guilty, guilty, no contest. If we plead guilty, we're saying I did this. If we plead not guilty, we're not saying the innocent. We're saying state should prove the case against me, which is our right. And then if we plead no contest, we're just allowing the court to move forward with sentencing without admitting or denying the offense. So it's kind of a neutral, sometimes I hear it jokingly called not contesting with an explanation. Anyway, joking aside, it just is a way of not admitting or denying the offense, but moving forward with sentencing when we plead no contest. So moving forward, Class C courts are fines and costs courts. We don't sentence to jail, although people can wind up with warrants if they fail to fulfill their court order or fail to show up for court. And what we anticipate today is I'm always moving that docket forward, either into sentencing or toward trial, whichever is appropriate for each person's case. But at the plea point, if you plead guilty or no contest, I'm moving forward with sentencing. If a person has already been sentenced, I'm usually ironing out what isn't going well with their sentence. Sometimes people hit difficulties, and so I address those. If a person pleads not guilty, they're moving their case toward trial. And those cases then meet with Mr. Swain. I'm sorry, I'm going to pause for a minute. Mr. Swain, I sent you over. Let me try that again.
I didn't receive.
Okay, should be there now. I'm sorry. All kinds of snafus. Okay, so anyway, back to moving cases toward the pretrial docket, speaking of which. So what happens there on the not guilty docket is we're really thinking that case could go to trial. And so there are different procedures that we take at that point. On guilty or no contest, slightly different because we're looking at sentencing options. So in connection with the sentencing options concept or discussion, there are still 4 ways under the law in a Class C court to gain a dismissal directly from the judge, the bench. And I'm just going to describe those briefly. I can't apply them to anyone's case or give legal advice. I can tell you how things move through a court. So compliance dismissals are one way that things get dismissed. That's where the law specifies that the matter can be brought up to date and dismissed. And there the law says the judge shall dismiss, which means I should be looking for those. And I usually will talk to people about that. Obviously, speeding and insurance and things like that we can't unspeed or suddenly have insurance historically speaking. So those aren't eligible, but those are usually things like equipment violations and tires that are messed up or blinkers that are broken, that sort of thing. So I don't actually see any of those on the docket today, but if I come across them, I'll talk to the person about it. The second option for dismissal is a driver safety course option. With that option, if you're eligible to be in the program, which I am supposed to be looking for because it again says the judge shall, then if you are eligible and you want to do it, you take a course, you take a driving course that's approved, you get your driving record turned in on time, your case gets dismissed and the fine gets waived. But every ticket has a court cost and a fine. And when you call a clerk and ask them, how much is this ticket? They're going to give you the combined court cost and fine together. But actually you can break that number down into costs and fines. And the main difference really is the costs are set by the state legislature and the fine is set by the judge of the court. In the driver safety course option, you pay the court costs, the fine goes on hold. If you get everything turned in on time, you get your case dismissed. It's not reflected as a conviction on your record and the fine gets waived. So it's a pretty good deal for folks who qualify. And I'm normally looking for that, but you're welcome to ask about it and see if you're qualified. If you think I missed talking to you about it, just speak up. The third option for dismissal, even where you've pled guilty or no contest, is if you are request and are granted a deferred disposition. So a deferred disposition is just what it sounds like. Deferred means to delay or make a delay. Disposition means delay a final. So I delay making the case final. I put an order in place, and the order controls how you gain that dismissal. And with the deferred disposition, what happens there is, if I approve it, then I'll get your signature on an order. It lists the things that you're required to do. And if you do them, you get a dismissal. So one thing about that is you have to make the request yourself. The judge doesn't make that request on your behalf. An attorney can. You can talk to the prosecutor about it. That's a slightly different approach to deferreds, but sometimes parties bring a deferred agreement to the judge. But in Class C court, 99% of the cases can ask for a deferred, persons can ask for a deferred directly from the judge. I will consider it each and every time that request is made, but you were required to make that request yourself. Guilty or on contest, I would like a deferred, is generally about what that would look like. It's on the form that we gave people to fill out, but some people don't know what that means, so they don't entertain it. There is a brief explanation on the website as well, but I always just kind of describe it for folks who think about these things. Some of us are visual and some of us are not. So I just hit all the fronts. Okay, so deferred disposition, again, I'd like a deferred is how you ask. And then the fourth way to gain a dismissal is if you qualify to be and you complete the teen court program. And teen court really is like a deferred in a certain sense. It looks similar, but it works a little differently in that young people are the ones in charge of gaining their dismissal rather than the adults in their lives. So those are the 4 dismissal options. Mr. Jenkins, I received a deferred request from you, but I also received, normally with a deferred request, either you pay the bond up front, the $254, which is the cost of that ticket, or you fill out the financial information and we talk about it. But you wrote across yours that you wanted to talk to the DA first. So our DA technically is the city attorney, and normally he's not triggered into the discussion until unless it's a contested case, and that's the law. So, I mean, we can loop him back in, but I want to see, where you're trying to take the case first, because generally speaking, the way I interpreted it was a person asking maybe for a trial, but also wanting and I can't do both at the same time, but we can probably get you in the direction you're trying to go. I'll be right back with you. I'm going to move a case forward that just came out of that pretrial, and you can't see it, but I have a screen, of like 15 or so people. So I'll be right back with you. And there's a person named J. Rob wanting to come into the meeting too. So give me just a second on that. Can't imagine who that would be. So I'll let them in a moment. Mr. Mattson, Mr. Swain, I know that y'all were off and y'all were talking about the King case. Can we get an update, please?
Your Honor, I actually had a quick question about the speed cap that you have on deferral. I believe in the past you said
I don't have a cap.
you don't. For some reason, I thought I had heard you say 26 was your limit in the past, but
no, what I said was I generally start looking whether I'm going to require a class at that point.
Gotcha.
Judge, would a driving record be something you'd want to see to consider that in that kind of case?
I really think that if y'all can come to an agreement, I'm good with what y'all agree with on. If you can't come to an agreement, then we probably need to come on in the courtroom with whatever the parties both think is important for me to know in that request. Does that make sense?
It does, Your Honor.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
Y'all want to go back and keep talking?
If we can do that briefly, I think that'd be a good idea.
Sure. I think y'all both go back over just on your own. I don't think I have the ability to send anybody. So y'all would have to click back over.
Mm,
Mr. Mattson moved back over, Mr. Swain.
right.
I don't have the ability to resend you over there. If you can't get over there, you'd have to disconnect and log back in. He got it. Okay, Mr. Jenkins, let's get back on it with you, and thank you. I'm sorry. Thanks for your patience.
I'm
Yeah.
here, Your Honor.
Yeah, okay, so if you can just, without going into the facts of your case, because I don't know yet if it's appropriate for me to hear that. If the case is contested, meaning the person's pleading not guilty, it's not appropriate for me as a judge to make decisions about it, other than to direct it through the system, so to speak. But I can, are you trying to go to trial? What are you trying to do?
No, Your Honor, I just wanted a chance to talk to you. And I guess maybe me writing across that thing to speak to the DA was, I didn't know what else to write
Not a
to
big
get
deal.
a chance to talk to you. I actually showed up there the day that I was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And asked for an opportunity to talk to you.
Yeah.
But they said you didn't do face-to-face.
I do. Well, hold on. Yeah, that's a misunderstanding. So the ticket date is not a face-to-face date with a judge. It's in Texas,
Yes,
it's a
Your Honor.
first appearance. And it just means you are required to appear and signal your intentions with that court. And some judges work one day a month, and it wouldn't be possible. So no, I mean, I do face-to-face. You're on the phone. If you need to come in, we can talk. I can schedule that.
No, I mean, I guess what I'm trying to do is, I mean, I know you said you didn't want to hear the things.
Well, no.
But-
Again, you're taking it into a different context than it's intended for. So I just want to make sure you
Okay.
understand. I'm not trying to be pushy about this, but I
Right.
understanding I think is really important. No, what I'm saying is that it's not appropriate for me to hear facts if what a person is trying to do is get me to dismiss or throw a case out. And there's a lot of misconception with the public about that because they think that judges do that. If judges are doing that, they're in trouble because that's actually, the law doesn't really encompass that. Sometimes district attorneys or county attorneys or the lawyer that is on the contested docket will decide to recommend a dismissal and the judge will sign it. And so the news will report it like the judge dismissed it. But there's a protocol that gets followed that's very granular. And so what I'm not trying to, swim you into, put you in a pool of information, but what I am trying to do is, so that you understand, I can't hear facts, decide them, and right today in a setting like this one. If we're trying,
Yeah, sure.
if you disagree with those facts and no contest isn't, what you're pleading, then you have the right to a trial. But with a trial, everybody gets heard. Everybody gets heard at the same time. So I don't, like, for example, if we were in live court and you walked in and I was talking to the prosecutor about your case without you there, and you walked in and I said, I already know that you don't need to talk about it because I've already talked to him about it, that would feel very wrong. And for him, it would feel very wrong. It happens to be Mr. Mattson. That would feel very wrong for the prosecution as well. So I protect the rights of both parties. Okay. So that's what I mean when I say I'm not doing fact discussions but if you're saying I'm guilty or I'm pleading no contest, I would like a deferral. And I'd like you to hear what happened in connection with that request. I can listen. If the issue is, and sometimes it is for folks, and I don't know with your case, but sometimes people have financial concerns that they're needing me to pay attention to. And I can do that, but I need the information to do that. So there's just a lot of ways that things come up. So what's happening for you? Are you trying to get a deferral from the court? Because I've already looked at it from that perspective, and I would grant that. If you're trying to get somebody to throw the case out, that's generally not something that happens, but the first stop would be to talk to the prosecutor.
Yes, Your Honor. I guess I'm trying to get some kind of deferral. Basically, I've never been down that road, and I went and made a right off of 10th Street onto 53, and my phone said 40 miles an hour, and I was doing 43, which is 3 miles over. However, there was no posted speed limit sign, and the posted speed limit sign that I could see after I came over the overpass on 53 was 40 miles an hour. So I didn't even know the officer was there. Then he came up to my window after I pulled over. He accused me of slowing down because I seen him. I didn't even know he was there. It was foggy. I slowed down because a farm trailer was backing up in the middle of 53rd Street, blocking all 4 lanes, trying to pull into the parking lot. So he just kind of was chippy with me. I have a good driving record, Your Honor. If you look at it, I'm retired. I'm 100% disabled. I only have one income. I would never intentionally speed. I was driving to Westphalia to check out the church they're building out there, or restoring. And basically, yeah, I went back and further down the road. If I would have came on 53, I guess further back, there is a posted speed limit sign. But at the time when I was driving and I got on 53, my phone said 40 miles an hour. So I was doing what my phone said, and that was the only thing that I had to, and there was cars behind me doing the same thing, and they were right on my rear. So at the time, I don't feel like I deserve a ticket because I was doing with everything that I possibly could do to obey the law. I mean, and like I said, not even a quarter of a mile down the road, not even a quarter of a mile from where I came off of 10th Street, there is a 40 mile an hour speed limit sign. So as I was coming over the overpass, I could see the 40 mile an hour speed limit sign. So I agreed in my mind that I was okay. You know, I wasn't speeding because, like I said, I never even seen the officer. I didn't even know he was sitting there.
Right. Well, I mean, just a couple of things. I don't have a problem granting the deferred. But we have to sort out how you pay the ticket when you do that, but you go into a deferral where you agree that if you don't reoffend, get more tickets during the deferral period, and you don't get arrested or fail to come to court if you have court dates, and then paying on time, which we have to sort out, then it's usually 120 days of good behavior, and then you get a dismissal. As far as like all of the things that you've brought up, I feel like I've taken those into consideration in granting your deferral. Do you want to do a deferral?
Yes, Your Honor, I would love to do a deferral if you do not mind.
I don't mind, but I just want to ask you a quick question because you're on time to court. You have a regular Texas license. And I guess, part of me is thinking, well, you also qualify for the driver safety course option, which is less expensive. If you did that option, the fines and costs are $254, but the court costs alone would be $144. And if you did that program, you'd pay the $144, and then we would give you a 90-day window. And at the end of the 90 days, you would need to have turned in sometime during that 90 days, a copy of your driving record. We'll give you information for which one and how to get it offline, and a driving course. You can take an online course as long as it's the right kind of course, which we will give you information about. You get all of those 2 things turned in on time, which would be before the 90 days, and your case would be dismissed, and you would save about $100 as far as the fine goes. Now, you do have to pay for the course and the ticket. The course and the driving record, but the court costs plus the driving record plus the course are still less expensive than the ticket. You still save money and you keep it off your record. Are you interested in that program?
I'm not good with computers, Your Honor. Is there a way I can what is my options for leniency, or can you do to, like, if I was just to, I want to keep it off my driving record, but
I get that.
I don't feel like I did anything wrong.
Yeah, well,
I
guess, I can't really, this is not a forum for debating whether you did anything wrong. If you
Yes, ma'am.
disagree with the ticket fundamentally, I mean, I've already heard too much about it, I think. Although the prosecutor's been present, maybe that's cured, I don't know. But, you know, what you had told me was you pled no contest and you wanted it. The driver safety course option is something you're qualified to do. You're not required to do it. It's less expensive. It sounds like you feel like you would have difficulty getting that done. Deferred becomes an option. If you do the deferred, I don't know what your bond is $254. If you can't pay it today, then I need the paperwork filled out that you didn't fill out yet. So we'd have to figure that out. Think about it for just a moment. Think about it for just a moment. I'm going to let you kind of park it for a minute on that thought. And I do want to hear from you. Let me talk to Mr. Mattson, the prosecutor, and Mr. Swain, because they've come out of a virtual room where they're talking. And I need to take that case and move him forward because he's got a big docket today. Mr. Swain, Mr. Mattson, where are we on the King? I believe it's the King case.
Your Honor, Mr. Swain is going to take an offer back to his client, so we can go ahead and continue forward to final pretrial, but there's a chance it'll be resolved prior to that date.
Okay, April 5th at 3 is the time set for
Yes, Your
that.
Honor.
And we'll either be done or we'll all be here.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're good to go. No need to request.
Appreciate that.
Thank you. Mr. Martin, I think you and Mr. Mattson are moving forward. Let me get y'all going.
Okay.
Okay. There y'all go. Mr. Jenkins, back to you. Where are you on this matter, sir? I probably need to figure out what we're doing.
Yes, Your Honor. If I just do the deferred without the defensive driving, how much do I have to pay, Your Honor?
Well, normally it's the cost of the ticket, which is $254. Sometimes I make accommodations on that, but I need a disclosure of your income and your debts to do that because the law needs me, I'm accountable for my actions. And,
Yes, sir.
that's, if I am deviating, I need to deviate for a purpose that is constitutionally permissible. So I need the income information.
I mean, basically, I just have one income. I'm retired, military retired.
Right, but I need it written down. So is there where are you? Are you in no, you're in Killeen. So I'm not really interested in when you drive back over. Let me get I'll just do this over the phone. Let me get a blank form. And don't take that out. Leave it in there. But let me get a blank top sheet. I'm getting the clerk to get me one that doesn't say refused written across it. So give me just a moment. And while I'm doing that, yes, sir. While I'm doing that, I just want to kind of see if I'm missing anybody. Jeremiah Leba, are you here? I still have a phone caller that is as of yet unidentified. Okay, Joshua Jenkins is here. Alicia Matsukas is here. Oh, I see. That's LB Camp. Okay, thank you. Great. Never mind, I got it figured out. Thanks to the clerk. All right. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. Mr. Jenkins, are you do you live alone? Do you have a spouse? What's the situation?
I'm married, Your Honor.
Okay, and
I live with my spouse,
okay, and what is the name of your spouse?
Charlene Jenkins.
And you just have income for disability, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a veteran, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you receive disability once a month or twice a month?
Once a month, Your Honor.
Okay, what is that amount?
roughly with all my disabilities about 3,200.
Okay, okay. And is your spouse working?
No, Your Honor.
And does she receive any disability, social security, unemployment, or retirement?
No, Your Honor. She stays home and takes care of her disabled mom.
I see. Okay. Do I presume lives with you all?
Yes, she does,
Okay.
Your Honor.
Does anyone receive utility assistance or food stamps in the home?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Are there any children in the home?
No, Your Honor.
And does your mother-in-law contribute to bills or food costs?
No, Your Honor. She just pays for her own medical and stuff. She's a survivor.
Okay. Do you own your home or rent your home?
We own our home, Your Honor.
Do you have a mortgage at this time?
No, Your Honor.
What about like a monthly amount that you put aside for taxes?
No, Your Honor. Well, last year for half the year I had to pay taxes, but now I don't have to because I'm 100%. So, yeah, we did have to. We're gonna have to pay some taxes for the house this year, but next year we won't.
Okay. Good. That's good. What would your electric bill roughly cost?
Your Honor, electric is very, very high. It's like it's $280 to $300 a month.
Okay. And what about a water bill?
It's average with trash. I believe it's around 80.
Okay. Your cell phones or phone bill?
I think we pay 110. Your
And
Honor?
yes. And do you have medical costs that are uncovered?
For me, no, Your Honor. For my wife, yes, we have co-pays and stuff like that for all of her medication and medicines. I don't have the total.
Okay.
It varies month to month.
Do you have a range?
Of cost?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I would say anywhere between 250 to 300 a month.
Okay. And
Counting
yeah.
insurances and stuff like that, Your Honor.
Do you have car insurance?
Yes, Your Honor, on 2 vehicles.
And what's that amount?
I want to say it's like $630 every 6 months, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you what do you think? Sorry, do you have a cable bill?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, what is that amount?
120 a month, Your Honor. That's internet and cable.
Okay, do you have car payments?
Yes, Your Honor. I have one car payment for a car.
And what's that amount?
It's $485 a month, Your Honor.
Okay, what kind of vehicle?
It's a Toyota 4Runner. It's my wife's.
Okay, and then you have another vehicle that's paid off?
Yes, Your Honor. I have an old truck that I've had for 20 years.
Okay, and your mother-in-law, does she have a vehicle?
No, Your Honor. She can't drive. She's 100% bedridden.
Okay, and I guess do you have any other bills that are monthly that you pay?
I mean, just groceries. That's it, Your Honor. We try to live debt free.
Yes. What do you think that you spend monthly on food?
What was that, Your Honor?
What do you anticipate to pay monthly for food costs?
For groceries?
Yes, sir.
With food and stuff that we buy from our mother-in-law, we spend roughly about $800 a month on groceries.
Okay. All right. So I'm considering your statements to me to be made as if they were made under oath, and I can look at your fines and costs in connection with that. Before I do that, I'm so sorry, but I have, our conversation's taking a while, which is okay. That's not a problem. But I do need to move Mr. Martin, and you just stay right there, Mr. Jenkins. But Mr.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. on the mimic, is that how we say it? Where are we on that case?
Your Honor, Mr. Martin is going to take an offer back to his client, so we'll go ahead and set for final.
Okay, that's set for April 5th at 2. And we'll either have it resolved or we'll all be here.
Sounds
Mr.
good,
Martin,
Your Honor.
Mr. Martin, do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you're good to go at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Mr. Matson, let me move you forward because your next person is Ms. Spiker. They've been having some stress with their system. Let me see if we can hear them. Mary Ann Beverly Spiker. Ms. Spiker, can you get on screen and unmute? It says they're on video. Let's give them just a quick moment of patience. Hello, in the Spiker case. Okay, we'll come back to them and keep trying, but Keith Murrah is waiting, or Gregory Murrah, and so I will move that case forward. Mr. Murrah, how are you today? Let me have you unmute so I can hear you.
There we go.
Great. Okay, I'm going to move you into the breakout room. That is a pretrial discussion with the prosecutor.
Okay.
The prosecutor is Mr. Matson, and he'll join you there.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, so Mr. Jenkins, are you able to pay anything towards your balance today? Oops, you got muted. I don't know how that happened. I did not mute you. Let's see if we can get you unmuted. There you go. Thank you so much, sir. Are you able to pay anything towards your balance today?
Yes, I could pay, Your Honor.
What are you able to pay?
I'm not really. I mean, how much? I guess my question is, I know that you said the ticket or the offense was $254, right, Your Honor?
It is right now, and I'm trying to figure out what you're able to pay today.
I could pay the ticket, Your Honor. I saved up some money for this incident. I mainly I can pay $254. I just don't want it to go on my driving record.
Okay. Well, if you paid it today, and if you there's a few ways we need to get a signature, and there are a few ways we can do that. And you can pay it online. If you pay it online or you pay it by phone, there are credit card companies charge fees, and I can't control that. If you come by the
Yes,
court,
Your Honor.
if you come by the court, we can do cash or a check. So if you're paying it today, and I get your signature today, I can shorten your deferred from 120 days to 90 days. Can you come by today?
Yes, Your Honor. I could come by today.
Okay, what time would work for you?
What time is it now, Your Honor?
Right now, it's 9:50.
Could I be there around 2 this afternoon, Your Honor?
That would be fine.
And is it going to be just the 254? Because that's
Yes.
about all I got.
Yes, it would be 254. And just if you're paying with check or cash, or you can bring a money order if that works better for you. What causes
Bring cash.
Right, yeah, what causes fees are the companies, the credit card companies. I don't,
Yes.
we don't charge
I
a
don't-
fee to pay by electronically, but that company will charge you. So, okay, so, and then your paperwork would be here. And so you would just arrive, let them know who you are. Your order will be in the back. They'll get it for you. You'll sign it. You'll get a copy immediately after you sign it. They'll scan it and give it back to you marked scanned. And it'll just tell you from today until May 30th, as long as you don't get another ticket, which I think is not going to be a problem from what you're describing about your driving habits. No more tickets, don't get arrested. If you move, you tell us. And if you get through the 90-day period with no more tickets, then you get your case dismissed. And that is known as a deferred disposition.
Roger that, Your Honor.
So the only thing I would say is you're not the first person that I've seen who relied on their phone to tell them the speed. And I want to caution you that that's just not going to work out very well. Those things are inherently wrong. And especially in Texas, I have noticed even as a driver myself, when I drive out of state, we have so much construction and so much change on the road that the phone isn't always going to help you, though I think your intentions were good. The other thing I want to tell you is that if you don't know the speed, if you're not on a highway, the speed is usually 30. And if you're on a highway, it's 50 until you see a sign. Okay. If that helps you, I don't know. The other thing I would tell you is other drivers, unfortunately, aren't always as well intentioned as you might be. And they can push us to make decisions that we otherwise wouldn't. And it's just one of those things that we have to be aware of that happens when you're driving and you're making quick decisions. It happens to me too, that someone's riding up on me and I feel like I maybe should speed up because it seems unsafe. And I guess the best thing I could say about that is that eventually they get bored and go around me, but it's not much fun. So I do sympathize with that. I hear you, but if we're speeding, we're speeding. And the laws in Texas are really clear that it doesn't matter if we intend to, and it doesn't matter if we didn't know in about 99% of the cases, because the traffic laws in Texas are such that it doesn't, even at trial, when we are in front of a jury making a decision, they are instructed that it does not play into the situation, what we were intending. But I took it into account. I've lessened, what is normally up to 6 months of deferred to 3 months. And I'm not going to require a class for you, and you will get a dismissal. Okay?
Roger that, Your Honor. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Happy to help. So everything will be at the desk when you get here at your convenience, and you'll get copies of everything. Okay?
One last time, Your Honor. It's a total 254, so I know exactly how much to bring.
Yeah, that hasn't changed.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, Ms. Spiker, you'll be next in the pretrial. I called you earlier, but I don't think you heard. But I think we're good now. It looks like you're hearing me. So we'll be with you when Mr. Matson comes back. I'm going to, in the meantime, move forward. I have Alicia Matsukas. And Ms. Matsukas, if you could unmute, there you go. And if you're able to get on screen, could you? And let's talk. I did review your case. Hi, I reviewed your case. Hi. So you have several cases and I re-reviewed everything before you got on today. A couple of things. I don't know what happened in January, but January 31st, you were supposed to turn in a theft intervention class. And I'm just going to double check that we didn't receive it.
Yeah, I need to turn it in today. I haven't turned it in today because it's hard because I have to get drove there and stuff because I'm not trying to drive without, because I don't have my license yet. I made an appointment as soon as we got off the court last time, and so I still have that. It's like March 16th, I think it is, March 16th or March. I gotta go look at the email, but I made an appointment and that's the closest they had to do my driving test. Is like
Okay.
March.
So
And then
is that the most recent? So we had an extension that you signed, and it was for your theft class, and it was for January 30th. Wait a minute. Wait, I'm talking to you about this, and you missed the court date.
that was the weekend of the ice thing, so y'all I couldn't go down there.
And so where is your form? Where's your class?
I need to go get. I need to get it. I think it emailed it to me, so now I was gonna go. My mom was supposed to pick me up at the today after she get off work, and let's get it printed out and take it down there. Because I
Okay.
thought I made a
Okay,
mistake.
wait. If you've done the course, when did you finish the course?
Not that long ago, because I didn't even get to buy it until like 2 days before the 31st. Because I made the mistake and thought the 31st was a court date, not a like. I thought like I had to wait to talk to you and like, oh, I finished it. But then it was when the day it happened, I was like, oh wait, I have to turn it in, and that's when I called and they were closed. So then I talked to her, and she was like, well, we just need to make a court date and let her know that you messed up, and so that's what I
Okay.
thought. But I can
Cool.
have that turned in today, and then the license thing.
Wait. I need to do one thing at a time, okay?
Sorry.
Okay, I know that you want to talk about it again, but you've already talked about everything. So let me drill down and take care of things one thing at a time. And I need to ask the clerk a quick question about the file. See what I can do for you. Okay, so she missed the court date, and then we scheduled her for this. Okay, so I feel like that is it. And if she comes to the building, can you email? They emailed you your certificate.
I can email it. Oh, I was just trying to get it like the
No.
paperwork.
Listen to my question. They emailed you your certificate, right?
Yeah,
Well, why
I
don't you
can.
just email it to me? I can print it here. I can put it in your file, and I can dismiss that charge.
I can try to do that. I was just wanting the paperwork and all that. I was just trying to be more.
Well, you're probably going to have to come by here, but again, you're trying to do 4 things at one time, and it won't work. And I can tell you're not feeling well, so I understand why that might be happening. But I'm the judge of the court, and I need to control what we're doing so that it happens in an order that makes sense, so that we don't miss steps that we need to take. Okay?
I was just saying.
Just listen to what I'm asking you. You have the certificate of completion in your email.
I think I have to look because when I finished it.
How are you going to go print it if you don't?
My mom, no, it's supposed to. It should be in my email, but I haven't looked. Like I did it, finished it, and then I talked to my mom the other day because I was supposed to go down there sooner than that, but I'm waiting on other people to take me places, so that's why.
No one
Like,
needs
I'm all
to
over the
take you
place.
anywhere. I just need you to email me that certificate.
I know that now you say email. I'm saying my plan was to have it printed. That's why I was saying I needed my mom to take me to the public library and then take me down to that courthouse is what I was
All
saying.
you have to do is email it to us. You don't have to go to the. I mean, I would think that would be easier. I would think that just making one step would be easier than making 2 steps.
I didn't know. I was.
I'm telling you
know.
that. I'm
Well,
telling
I'm
you.
saying what my thought.
No, I'm trying to come up
was.
with a plan. Ma'am, I'm just going to have to mute you for a minute. Okay? Because I ask you a question and you tell me everything but that answer. So I'll be back with you in a minute. Mr. Matson, let's see. We're on the Morale case, is that right?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, Mr. Matson, on the Morale case, where are we?
Judge, I believe that Mr. Murrah would qualify for community service. Just wanted to confirm that before I continue.
Yes, he would.
Okay, so Mr. Murrah has accepted a plea deal. He's going to plead no contest on 2 of his citations, and I'll be dismissing the 3rd. And he will do, state recommends community service hours in lieu of the fine.
Sorry, I just have 2 in front of me. Let me look and see. Okay, that's a new one. Okay, so the 2 that are earlier in time are a no contest, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and then I would order community service. Which turns into 58 hours. And that would be due, we would start with the due date. Mr. McGraw, I'm sorry, Mr. Morale.
Yes, ma'am.
Just let me know, what is the nature of your disability?
I have problems with some joints and nerves in my hand and my left side of the body, my foot and hand. I also have what's called what it says is acquired missing parts of the digestive system. I have problems with my digestive system and things of that nature. So that's really the main parts of it. There's a little bit of everything, but those are the main part.
Okay, so with 58 hours, and that's giving triple credit up front, I would start with the due date of May 30th. You probably need to talk to your doctor and make sure that they are okay with you doing community service. I advise people that the best approach might be to take the list of providers that I give you in, talk to your physician about it. If they say you cannot do anything on that list and they put that in writing, then I can waive it. If they say that you can, but I need to give you more time, I can accommodate that.
Okay.
But I would start actually with 90 days, which is pretty long. However, I think it's appropriate. Looking at that, that would be like 20 hours a month. So what I need to do is have you sign for that. Can you come by and sign for that today?
Yes, ma'am.
What time works for you?
As soon as we get done.
Let's say 10:30. Okay.
Okay. Yes,
All
ma'am.
right.
That'd be good.
Okay. And then with regard to that 3rd matter, Mr. Matson, what is the approach we're looking at? If we know what it is.
Are you referring to which cases are being entered as a no contest plea?
Well, I thought that the 2 pending were the no contest and that the 3rd one that just came in and isn't even on my sheet right now, it's just come in, would be, okay, I'm really lost. That says it's due today. It's not on here. Can I just get another screen, I guess? I'll start over. Just give me a minute to get caught up. I need to now write everything on a new. On the one that is new, it has an increased fine. Is that one being dismissed, or is what's happening with that one? I was thinking of that as the 3rd case.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm fine with that. There's an offense from January 5th and one from January 24th. Those will both be entered as no contest.
Yes,
And
that's
then
what I thought you were saying. Okay, go ahead.
And then the February 14th would be dismissed in exchange for those no contest pleas.
And we can do that here in the court. Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So I'll sign that dismissal. Mr. Murrah, I'll have you come by to make signature around, we said around 10:30.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, no hurry. We'll have everything at the window for you, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a good day.
You too. Mr. Mattson, Ms. Spiker was on the screen. I don't know what happened. Okay. Ms. Spiker, can you unmute? We were communicating a moment ago. Ms. Spiker? Okay, well, I don't know. I don't know how to do a pretrial with people if we can't see or hear them. I just don't see how that's going to work. They seem to need to move around to get it to work, so that may be the issue. Can you unmute Ms. Spiker?
Can you hear now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Okay, you muted again. Maybe the answer is to just get the audio. Okay. I think what we're going to do is let me work with them a minute after I work with Mitsuka's. And I'm going to let you move forward, Mr. Mattson. Your next person is Carl Lamb. Carl Lamb, can you unmute?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are you able to get on screen? There you go. Thank you. I'll move you over to that meeting with Mr. Okay, Ms. Masukas, I want to keep trying to work with you. I just need the course turned in. Today is the latest I can receive. Okay.
I was gonna have that done. I can have that done. It's just a license thing that I was.
That's the
concerned
next
about.
thing. That's the next thing. I'm looking for a confirmation that you've
Yeah.
understood.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yes, I can have it turned in today. I promise.
Let me make a note of that. How you do that is up to you. If you want our help, you can come by. You're coming by anyway. Okay, so the next thing is, let's see, her deferral. Does she have anything to do? It was on the tobacco case. No class. Yeah.
Wait, where do you have that? Give me a moment. I'm supposed to go.
Okay, so that's checked. All right. And then you have a driver's license charge and a speeding. And I did receive a plea of no contest on both. I've been delaying them to see get a driver's I need to check one thing to see if it's gonna make a difference on the prosecutor. Okay, because we started that on December 27th. And I think we're running up against it. Okay, so Ms. Matsukas, when is your appointment to get your license?
It is March 22nd. That's the earliest they have.
Okay. And let's see, our final date that I could have you turn that in is going to be March 28th. So I can extend you till March 28th. And the idea would be that you would turn in your driving license and then you would qualify to maybe take care of your speeding charge. Either you could pay it. I mean, you're going to have to set it up for something on that same date. So you could set it for payments at that time. Or if you're prepared to pay your court costs of $144, you could sign up for driving safety course option. But you would have to do something that day because that's the final date for that driver's license dismissal. So I can extend both of those to that date of March 28th.
Okay.
Okay, so you'll need to sign that when you come.
Okay.
Okay. All right, do you have any questions?
No, I do not.
What time will you be here today?
I would like to say like probably 3:30, 4 o'clock, because my mom doesn't get off until 3, and then she has to get my little brother from school.
Okay, so we'll look for you around 4.
Okay.
And you're bringing your course or you're getting it emailed to us. You are bringing and you're going to sign your extension for your other 2 cases.
Okay.
Okay. All right, you're good to go. Okay, I'll check in with the brand new people that just logged in a moment, but I'll have to figure out who they are. But Mr. Land should be back over in just a quick moment. Okay. Miss Spiker will be right with you. Just stay unmuted. Stay right there. Still waiting on Lamb to move over. I don't know what's happening.
I can go see if he's there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to move him and it's since it's 7. Okay, Mr. Lamb, can you unmute?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Matson. Thank you, Mr. Lamb. Where are we with regard to this matter?
We will continue to final pretrial, Your Honor.
Okay, so Mr. Lamb, that's going to be April 5th at 3. We'll see you then, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You're good to go.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, we're right here. I got this up.
Mr. Matson, Ms. Spiker, what, sorry, you moved right where I was unmuting her.
That's all right.
Things move around on me a lot. And now I have what might be, got multiple people with no name. Moto G Pure, who you are.
It looked like one of them was Miss Spiker.
Yeah,
She
she
might be
has
able to know.
been. And they may be, and one is Motorola Moto G Pure. Okay. That's the Spiker family. Unmute. And just don't walk around because that's going to make it worse. If you can unmute, great.
I can hear you.
I'm going to move y'all over to that meeting.
Okay.
It's like it's moving them over. She's appeared on another one. Miss Spiker, can you unmute? Can't hear you, ma'am. Oh, Mr. Like, can I look at the complaint? No. Okay, we're good. I just been kind of looking at this complaints before we get there since I want to print them at that time. who Brian is talking to, because Miss Spiker's on my screen. And her husband too, or her brother, I don't know. I think it's a husband. Mr. Camp or LB Camp, we'll be with you shortly. All right, is your audio working? I really don't know, and it doesn't matter, but I'll tell you that on LB Camp, we haven't had an unmute the whole time, so I don't know what the issue. You told me who it was. Otherwise, I wouldn't know. LB Camp, I'm sending you an unmute request. Can you please unmute?
Hello, this is LB Camp.
Hi, how are you? How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. We're going to be with you shortly. Thank you for waiting. We're just having a lot of technical trouble this morning, so just bear with us.
Okay, appreciate that.
Yes, and so I'm going to remute you briefly, but listen carefully because I'll be calling your name again, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Mr. Matson, I'm not really sure if y'all were talking about the Spiker case or not, because I have Miss Spiker on 2 devices.
We were, Your Honor.
One of them was here muted and the other was not. Okay, tell me what's up.
First, I wanted to see if Ms. Spiker is eligible for community service or not.
Okay, give me a moment. Ms. Spiker, you put 2333 annually. Do you mean monthly? You'll have to unmute. Is that once a year or once a month? You'll have to unmute. There's no way for me to hear you.
Okay. I get 2,300 a month.
Okay.
And then I'll start.
You marked out food. Do you have food stamps?
No, I don't have food stamps.
Okay, so you do pay something for food then. Are there just the 2
Yes.
of you or other people in the home?
Yeah, there's just the 2.
Okay. Mr. Matson, there's $926 unaccounted for. I'm still doubting, however, that 2 people live off of $2,300 a month. I just don't think that they do. I'm sure there's more to this. And so I would say that probably they qualify, yeah.
And in that case,
Okay,
Your Honor,
well-
I would recommend community service for this.
Okay. So for all of them?
Are you referring to the previous?
Oh, I'm
cases?
sorry. You just have the one. Wait a minute. There's so many. Okay, yeah, we just have the one case pending before the court today, and then I have the other 7 cases are behind. So on the one case where the balance or the fines and costs are $2,076, and this is from December 5th. You were talking about that one?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And Ms. Spiker, are you agreeing that you're pleading no contest and I'm changing everything to community service instead of payments?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when I do that, the balance right now then becomes $6,230.
Wow.
Yeah. And that turns into 311 hours.
Okay.
And we would start with the due date. I need to see that we're making progress and that we're on the right track. We would
Okay.
start for May 2nd. Now, on that, what I would
What
need,
date?
listen
I'm
carefully.
sorry. What date?
Yeah, listen carefully, and then I'll ask you if you have questions, okay?
Thank
300,
you.
311 hours with a due date of May 2nd. Now, at that date, I need you to turn in what you've done so that I can have some idea about how much more time you might need. And normally I'll just work with you extending as long as we're making progress. I need you to come by today to sign and pick up your packet, because that packet will tell you where the providers are that, you know, are friendly to community service. What time can you come by today?
I can come by immediately.
Okay. So we'll look for you around 11.
Thank you.
Okay, and that'll be a packet that basically tells you, here are the providers, here's some timesheet to use to track your hours. They have to verify your hours and sign for your hours. Use the list,
Okay.
it's easier, okay? It's easier to use.
All right.
Okay, and you'll sign saying you understand that there's no coverage if you're injured, there's no privacy if your scenes are spotted, okay?
Thank you.
And if you have any questions, a clerk might be able to answer. But do you have any right now?
I don't think so.
Okay. When you see and read everything, you might. So if you do, direct your question to them. If they can't answer, they will get that question to me. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
On your due date, again, I don't expect necessarily that you could get that number of hours turned in, although it is
Okay.
2 months. It is 2 months. It's possible. But if you don't, I need what you have, because I need to review
Okay.
it. I need to know that we're making progress. Okay.
Okay.
And then
All
I'll
right.
keep working with you, giving you more time.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you at the clerk's window shortly.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Mr. Matson, I'm moving. Miss Camp is on the line. Miss Camp, can you unmute? She can. She's done it. She'll do it in a moment. LB Camp, can you unmute? Okay, there she goes. Hi, Miss Camp.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hi. You're actually scheduled to talk to the prosecutor, and y'all do that actually without me hearing. So I'm going to move you over to that meeting. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And then at the end, you'll probably have to disconnect and come back over, although we've had some success moving people back and forth. So we'll probably move you back over to this meeting where I can talk with you too, okay? At the end.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. I'm moving you over now.
Thank
you. There it went. Okay. All right.
25422649770.
This is a message for Jeremiah Labia. And you had a course, theft intervention course, due today at the I didn't even say that's who I was. No, I just said it was support. Because good heavens. What on earth are you doing? Let's see. I think on Emily Abbott, the inbox for the judge is probably, unless it was sent yesterday, it should have cleared. I understand. I guess she's gonna log back in. Or call
Yes,
back in.
I didn't know if you were able to bring her back or not, so I told her to just hang up and call.
Lately, we've been able to. I think they fixed that problem. So we always can just try. Okay, Miss Camp, if you can unmute. Okay, where are we with this now?
Your Honor, at this time, I'll actually move to dismiss this case. Ms. Camp has submitted a valid placard of a church member that she is assisting who can no
Okay.
longer.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Do we have that in the court's file?
We do.
Okay. And so I can go ahead and dismiss on your motion?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Miss Camp, we can mail that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am. We can mail that to your mailing address. Will that work for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll sign that dismissal. We'll mail that out.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You're free to hang up, and you too. Thank you.
Thank you.